name is Julie Adenuga. It's lovely to be here today, guys. We have the wonderful Clement, aka the pub landlord. And yeah, good. More. So Clement asked me to be here because he knows that I'm a rude person who asks all the questions that need to be asked. I'm not going to give you the Tulse Hill Gazette questions. I'm going to give you the...
Inside.
I went to Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
I sat down with the locals and I know what to really ask you questions. But I do want to start with a little bit of fun. I know you're a huge fan of British television shows, so no pressure. But I'd love to just know your top 5 British TV shows. Just number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's number 5?
EastEnders.
Hack.
I had to win.
Hack, you just shout when anyone says East. East, hey. Number 5, EastEnders, why?
So I was born in Nigeria, so when I came to this country, it was kind of like where I learned how to like get down, bit of colloquial.
Okay, right.
Right, so I was
EastEnders.
I had to weed myself off that actually, because it was serious. Watch that like religiously. But yeah, EastEnders.
That's a good one though. Number 4, what is it and why?
Number 4. Wow.
You can shout out some options if you want.
The Bill. No, the Bill. That's a jam. It was a jam. The Bill.
Are we gonna just ignore Only Fools and Horses?
Yeah, we are.
Man!
We're gonna ignore that.
No income tax, no VAT. Bad boy show, The Bill. What? Fake catwalk. Yeah. The Bill was whack. Is that your number 4? Seriously?
Number 4.
Go on. It's fine. Number 4. You're gonna go The Bill.
The Bill.
Okay. Any other ones, guys? Want to try that?
Which one?
We know where Desmond is going.
Don't ruin it.
We know exactly where Desmond is going.
This has been choreographed.
I love that there's no fans of British TV. You're not just thinking of Friends and Saved by the Bell. Is that what's going on? What?
I'm 40, man. Don't do Love
Who
Island.
said Love Island?
I think Blind Date with Scylla. I know Blind Date with Scylla. Love that. No, Blind Date with Scylla was a vibe.
Oh, Blind Date. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. Her name's Scylla Black. You don't just call her Scylla.
First name basis
Nah.
and everything there.
Okay, so now you got 2 more.
Okay.
Can't believe you.
Match of the day. Oi! If you were a Liverpool fan last season, you would have hated it. Oh, sorry, Israel. Sorry, bro. Do you want that charger back?
I'm so angry at how all of you guys stood together with Match of the
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
The way you all clapped was infuriating.
It's essential. It was essential. Match of the day.
Get out.
No, can we get him a shot if he can do the Match of the Day theme tune?
Oh.
Right, 1, 2, 3, go.
I don't drink, bro. That's bad.
I'm gonna give you water, bro.
You can-
give you a shot of water.
Okay, we can still give you liquid.
Right, 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, I love this. So still.
You're not all getting a shot. I don't know why you all joined in.
Absolutely not.
Go and buy a drink.
I have rent to pay.
About trying to all get your free shot. That was disgusting. All right, Clem, what's number 1?
Pecker's fine as well. Desmond's. Of course it's Desmond's. Yeah, no, Desmond's was like, so yeah, I grew up in a very strict household and bedtime was 9 o'clock. You went to bed at 9 up until, well, I don't want to say what age. And Desmond's was probably the only show I was actually allowed to stay up for because it was the only show that could just represented our family makeup. Do you know what I mean? Mum and Dad, well, we were all born in Nigeria. They came here. Obviously, Desmond and Shirley, the same. I've got a brother and a sister. You got Michael, Sean, and Gloria. So it was just, the parallels were just amazing. It was just absolutely brilliant TV. And you had, what's his name? Macho, don't let a goat tell you what to do because, like, what the hell are you talking about? And we've all got uncles like that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, Desmond was that show. And it's, imagine having a space back then where you could just go in and just chop, chat, and chill, like regardless of whether you're going to get a trim. I mean, I don't know how they kept up the electricity bills, but like, everyone was just relaxed and enjoying. That's pretty much what I've always wanted to have throughout my entire life as a young person. being Nigerian, not being cool, being African back then and what have you. But yeah, Desmond's for sure.
So it's interesting because Clement and I met 2,000 years ago. When was it?
2016.
2016. So I used to throw, I still do, but I was throwing a party in East London. It's never north, is it? Hey! I was throwing a party in East London and Clement worked at the venue where I was having the party. And I don't know if we'd met before then, but that was when we were probably introduced to each other. And walked in, I was working with a massive company and they had loads of rules, and then I found Clement and he was a normal guy. I said, okay, cool. They're trying to do all this razzmatazz with the party. I just want it to be really good. And Clement was amazing at just making that party exactly what I wanted it to be. I was so happy. And then this guy says, I'm leaving. I'm going now. I said, where are you going? He said, I'm leaving the whole company. I'm going to go and open a pub. I said, what's wrong with you? A Nigerian man going to open a pub. Yeah. So I have to start with the question that burned me from that day, which was, why did you open a pub and not a club? I didn't mean for that to rhyme, I'm just that good, do you know what I mean? But why was it a pub and not a club?
So how old would I have been? Like 35 at the time. And it was like, I think as you get older, there's just, I mean, I hope you all agree, like there's more of a sense of social responsibility. And I think with nightclubs, it's very much like my mum comes to Prince of Peckham, my kids come to Prince of Peckham. I can't see taking my 6-year-old to a district, you know what I mean? So
I would.
So like, I think with nightclubs, it just wasn't representative of my journey then, and it definitely isn't now. And I think with pubs, there's something beautiful about pubs. Like everywhere you go, like you see these fantastic buildings. Obviously, like most of them be turned into flats, or you know, like this one was just not used for 10 years. And I just felt like, and pubs are very much like British institutions, right? But I think Britain is not, well, definitely London, but it's not what it once upon a time was. And I think pubs were safe spaces for people. Like you had your Yardie pubs, or your Jamaican pubs, your Desi pubs, your Irish pubs, and I can understand why they existed back then, because they were safe spaces for those within the community. But the communities have come on leaps and bounds since then. And I just wanted a public house that was actually public, that was actually for the spaces in which they resided. And yeah, so, and I also used to work for a company that owned this beautiful pub in West London, like beautiful, and I really, really fell in love with pubs and like the old, like the high ceilings, and you know, the decor here was all me, by the way. Well, not all me, but pretty much all me. And you could just do what you want, really. You know what I mean? And say, why have you got chandeliers? Like, because I bloody want to. So it's like, and it just allows me to be creative and move, and I think as you're all here, I just love the fact you just all feel comfortable in a pub, because I imagine 10 years ago, would most of you felt comfortable in a pub 10 years ago maybe? Would you even enter the pub 10 years ago? But pub culture's sick, like pub culture's real, but it hasn't been opened up to everyone I can see that makes up this audience, so I just wanted that to happen.
Big on yourself, Clem.
My guy, thank you.
So you open Prince of Peckham. Let's make some noise for Prince of Peckham. I'm not sure what year it was, but it was named, out of the top 50 pubs in, was it the UK or London?
In London.
In London. Time Out named it number 19.
Yeah, that was actually recently.
That was recent.
We were higher a couple of years ago. Don't know what happened. Bastards. Didn't pay me rent today. Missed a couple of invoices. It was just.
And all of a sudden you drop a couple of places.
Yeah.
But the point is that I think I was looking through, I was trying to work out how many pubs there are just in general across.
I think there's 3,500 in the city of London. Yeah.
Exactly. So out of 3,500 pubs, you're number 19.
Yeah. Thank you.
So then you said, wow, this is working. Let's go and get another one. Shy. And then you found Queen of the South. But I really want everyone to understand, because I know a bit of this story, but for you guys to be standing in this space now, for there to be these Moroccan-esque chandeliers and the lights are working even.
Just about.
There's so much more to the story that maybe you guys don't know. So without making us all cry and you falling off the chair.
I'm me crying myself.
Julie, you're triggering me. Don't go back into the dark memories, but just give us the lowlights and give us the.
Can I get some water, please, with some ice? Because this is gonna get real emotional.
No, but I would just. You don't have to go into everything.
I won't.
But give us the lowlights and give us the highlights of the journey to this pub, even if it's just one.
Yeah. So my thing with Prince of Peckham, unbeknownst to me, it was just going to have such a significant cultural importance. you know, initially, like, I just wanted a space that I could enjoy, like my family can enjoy, my friends can enjoy, of similar age, similar social experiences. People really came up to me like, yo, this is sick, bro. Like, you've created a space that, like, I'm from down the road, I would never be able to come out in Peckham and party and enjoy it. Like, these two older women, must be in their 70s, and they live on the Flamborough estate across the road. And they've been there for like 40, 50 years, and they've never been into the pub that was on Clayton Road up until it became Prince of Peckham. And that's wild in itself. Can you imagine living across the road from a pub for that long and not being able to go, not feeling you can enter? So as the importance kind of, you know, the momentum rode, I was thinking like, yo, this is important. This is important that we roll spaces like this out within communities that haven't got those gems, that are genuinely saying to those within those communities, come in, enter, be welcome. And so like in 2019, and maybe I got a bit ahead of myself, to be honest. Probably
Maybe.
did. Yeah, maybe. So I bought my first flat down the road from here on Palace Road. And it was, we came past there a few times and saw it. It was a real like, oh, boozer. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't shit there, because I'll fuck you up. That kind of boozer. But there were so many similarities with this building and its situation as there was with the Clayton Arms and Prince of Peckham. And I just fell in love with that, like, with that complexity. Like, Tosil in 2019 wasn't Tosil in 2006 when I bought my first flat, right? Anyway, so I thought, yeah, do you know what? I want that pub over there. I walked in for a viewing. I shit you not, yeah. There were rats the size of cats, bro. Like, where you guys are now.
There's one there. I'm sorry.
No, we're sorting about it.
Okay, that's thank God.
No, where you guys are sitting now was like this room with maybe about 5 or 6 cane corsos. So it was a guardianship.
Wait, 5 or 6 what?
Cane corsos,
I don't
so
know
like
what
Italian mastiffs, massive dogs. Yeah. Oh yes, So Steve is the owner of White Men Can't Jerk. He's been with me from the beginning, from Prince of Peckham. Can we have a round of applause for Steve? He was actually the first person, other than my wife, he was the first person that I was like, guess what, Steve, we're going to buy a pub. Yeah, it's taking its toll on our relationship. So October 2019 came to see the pub, looked at it, thought, you know what, this is what Tosil needs. Tosil needs a Prince of Peckham-like space. And so fast forward to March the 12th, 2020, I acquired the premises license. It cost maybe about £20,000, but bear in mind, I didn't own the property at this time. So I've invested and I've gambled. I thought, cool, I'll get the license. So if you remember 2020, what was 2020? What was the thing? All right. So imagine getting a premises license for a pub and then... I don't care if the head chef is on a break. Steve, sort it out. So COVID came. And if I'm honest, I was obviously mortified that I just invested that much money into acquiring a license here, but I was also thinking about Prince of Peckham. I was like, fuck, I've just bought this pub like 2017. What's gonna happen? I've ruined my life. I've just bought a house as well, February 24th, 2020. I'm like, oh my God. But at the time I was worried about my staff, if I'm honest, and the furlough came and that was cool. Best thing about COVID for me, I know it was a horrible time for most people, but it allowed me to really pause, take stock. We will never get that time again, people, to just hit pause, take stock and understand what's important. I got to spend every day of those 3 months with my daughter. But I also started planning, unbeknownst to me, I'm kind of an evil genius, but unbeknownst to me, I was putting the steps into play to acquiring this space. So you remember all the bounce back loans and the Sybil loans, all this stuff. So I took out a Sybil's loan. And I thought, you know, I'm gonna use this money to make Prince of Peckham better. Because if I can make Prince of Peckham better, it will generate me enough money to purchase this space, because this place was a mess. After lockdown, Prince of Peckham opened 3 times better, 3 times bigger. We had 3 floors, the energy was amazing, because during lockdown, we kept communicating with our community. You know, we weren't one of those pubs that, I'm not wrong with them. I mean, I do think there's something wrong with them, but we weren't saying to the community, please help us stay open. And I know some people need it, but we were more like, what can we do for you? You know, what can we do for you for these times where you're just at home? You know, and we done like a lot of, Rohi, who's here, Did a lot of like online dating. We did like streamings on Saturdays. We done call and collect, even though we made no money, but allowed people to leave their house and talk to someone. So anyway, we opened back bigger than better. And then I was like, cool, I'm gonna go back for this pub. I'm gonna go back for what I planned to be Queen of the South. But after COVID, what happened? The prices of materials, the prices of labor, everything quadrupled. So what I budgeted was X became X squared, X cubed. It was insane. But you know, for me, and maybe this is why I'm a bit insane, but fuck it, without risk, no risk, no reward. I said, fuck it, like I'm gonna do it. Because if this was just about business, I would have tapped out. I could have stuck with Prince of Peckham. I could have stayed there, it's doing its thing. But for me, like the mission is to genuinely reinvent pub culture, one pub at a time. Is to create a conversation for generations or for kids, like, you know, geeky like me back in the day, uncool, dark-skinned women that weren't allowed into district nightclub back in the day.
Still today they're not allowed.
Which is wild. That LGBT.
And tape.
And tape, yeah. Yeah, all those things. I just really wanted to change that. So I finally purchased this pub on the 10th of May, 2022. Finally, so imagine like almost 3 years later. But then it took me about a year to bloody open. This place was we had to take the roof off. You know, we had to remove a whole roof. You could stand on the ground floor and look right through this whole building. And make no mistake, I had not budgeted or planned for anything like this, you know. But such was my desire to create this space. You know, I just carried on like the belief I had in this product and the belief of my team. Like, if I'm honest, also a big shout out to my team. Like, my team are sick. The ones that I've been with before, the ones that I'm with now. You know, this is not, as much as it's me sitting here, this isn't the Clem show. Like, without them, I would never have been entertained by another pub, let alone, by another pub. So we were meant to open in November 2022. That didn't happen. They were meant to open in February 2023. That didn't happen. We eventually opened, and by the way, Calypso. See all this art you see here, by the way, guys, is Calypso's. This lady over here, this beautiful young woman, all the artwork, all throughout the venue. You know, again, like we've got friends like Calypso who just really believed in the project, and there was times when she was like, "Fucking hell, Clement, you're gonna open your pub or not?" But she believed in it. She stayed with us, and we eventually opened on 25th of May. And I'll be honest with you, like, and we still not past the bad times, that we're still not on the grid. You probably hear that horrible generator sound outside. We're not actually on the grid. We're powering this whole building with fuel. I'm sure some of you have been there when it's blacked out. But again, such is my desire to give this space back, to get this space open, you know. And like I said, if it was a business decision, I would keep my doors closed. I'd be like, you know what, guys, I'll see you at Christmas. But I think it's important that things like this exist. I think it's important for representation. I think it's important for visibility. I think it's important to have these kind of events with people like you guys here. So yeah, that's the madness. And I was on holiday for 2 weeks and 13 days, and how many days flight probably on my phone? Like 9 days, maybe. Like, yeah, insane. But it's, you know, I'm passionate about what I do. I love what I do. I don't expect everyone to agree or share the same love with me, but being able to open my doors and see all your faces here and enjoy something that we weren't once upon a time able to enjoy, that's wonderful for me. And so we make magic, inshallah we'll make money. You know what I mean? So that's how it goes. Wallahi, bro, wallahi.
So I think we're used to seeing or watching people talk about when things were difficult, and then we normally see, but they're good now, you know? But sometimes I don't think people really understand how much happens in that bit where you're working towards it. So only if you feel comfortable.
Yeah, you know.
Because I know that your other half actually came here today to surprise you.
Yeah.
I was hoping that she wouldn't be here because now it's a bit awkward. But when you say that you're on your phone on holiday, when you say that, you know, I've spent £20,000, COVID's happened now, I've just bought a new house, I have a family, but I'm still waking up in the morning and going, no, we're still gonna get the pub.
Yeah.
Is your wife like, do you know what I mean? Like, what happens in your, outside of the passion and the love for the pub, what happens in your life? How do you manage that? What are the things that keep you going? How are you still married?
Good question. Good question. No, do you know what? It's like there's a goal, and there's a shared goal, and I just want my two wonderful women, my daughters, and my wife's a doctor, and to be honest, it was her when I, we're getting deeper, bro. When we first met, one of the things she said to me was like, "Don't worry, man. We met in a club in central London, and she was like, don't worry about. You'll have one of your own one day, you know." And I was just like, "Oh yeah, what does she know?" And then
A lot.
Yeah, very clearly. And now like, we share a goal. Like, I don't want my children or our children to grow up the way I grew up. I want them to be free of financial shackles. I want them to be able to dream. I want them to be able to, like, if they want to be a painter, as long as they're being the best they can be. And I think like that's what we share. And yeah, it's hard, it's challenging, and there's times where there's really dark days. You know, I think in business there's a lot of stuff on Insta and social where it's like, yo man, you know, if you really put your mind to it, you get here. And look at me now, man. I'm on $8, man. $8-figure dollars. What the fuck it is, man? Who cares, man? You know what I mean? But yeah, I've only got $8, man. That didn't go too good. No, but honestly, like, it's hard. It's hard, and it's hard mentally. And it's like, you know, you've got a team. I think across 2 sites, I have probably, how many do I have, Jess? What, like 50, 60 staff? Maybe 60 staff? You know, and you got to keep everyone motivated as well as yourself. And that's a challenge in itself. And you can't keep everyone happy. But that's the nature of the beast. And I think like, I think people need to talk more about the reality of how hard it is to be an entrepreneur and have your own business, because it's not always rosy. I think they only talk about the successes, but I think it's important that people sometimes do talk about the failures and the hardships as well.
One of the other things I think people should talk about more is when you are the person who is aiming for something, who's got the goal, which is normally all of us in some way, what can other people do to be supportive of you? What is it that your wife has done? What do your children do? What do your team do that make it easier for you to wake up and throw 20 grand in the air and say, it's gonna be all right? What can people do to support that?
What can they do, or what have they done? I mean, indulge in my madness. Like, I'm insane, to be honest, and I see things in a way where it's like, I don't want anyone to ever feel the way I felt when I came to this country and not feeling like I was accepted or welcomed. You get it? Like, my name's Clement, that's my Christian name, and I love that name now, but I find it challenging back then. But my Igbo name is Chukwumerije, and back then I wouldn't even like, you know, you'll go to Nigeria. It means God made journey, because the journey is more important than the destination. Booyakasha! That doesn't sound real.
Why did you end it with Booyakasha?
Because we did. We did, all right?
Such a beautiful explanation.
Yeah.
And then he shouted Booyakasha.
I loved her reaction to it.
I did not. She's encouraging you.
That's what you need to do to get me through the day.
Okay.
That gets you up in the morning.
I get it now. I get it. You were saying that you like your Christian name now, but
Yeah. So it was like, again, when I get really like, I can go off piece. But in terms of like, I don't want anyone to ever feel the way I felt. And now I feel so strong in my blackness, in my Nigerian heritage. I'm so unapologetic. You know, when I meet people, I'm like, I'm Nigerian born. Do you get it? Like, that's me. Doesn't mean I'm not British. It means that I'm Nigerian born first. And I'm in a position where I can sit with white middle class. I can sit with LGBTQ. I can sit with whoever, and I know myself, and I'm not afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to not know the answers. And yeah, whatever the question was, that's the answer.
we should play a game called What Did I Ask You?
That would actually be a great game, because old age is real.
Don't blame old age. We are going to come to the audience for questions, by the way, so if you do have any questions and you're like me and have a bad memory, please just write it down, but we will come to you guys for questions. Ray, you're not allowed to ask any questions. I'm just letting you know from now.
Can I just say?
Because you're always up to trouble, and I don't like
Can I just say a story about Ray?
No, please.
No. Let me tell you a story about Ray. So, Uncle Ray,
don't call him Uncle Ray. He doesn't like Uncle.
He hates it, but that's why I call him it.
Okay. But now you're telling all the other people.
So Uncle Ray, he's not my actual uncle, but you're all going to call him Uncle Ray because he hates it.
Guys,
right?
don't.
So Uncle Ray, absolutely amazing young man. See that? And he started coming to us in 2018. I don't know how you stumbled upon Prince of Peckham. and he has this this insatiable love for music, for jazz, and it's nuts. I've never met someone who just loves music the way he loves it, you know. And sometimes it's like, come on, Ray, man, allow it, bro. but the same way he's passionate about music is the way I'm passionate about pubs, and it's not just the pub and the pouring of the pints, but what they represent and what they create, these spaces that they do for people. So that's why I'm always like, Ray's annoying, but. No, guys, no, that's not what I meant. A wee bit, but the passion is what I love. I think anyone who hasn't got, like, I think passion is very, very important, and Uncle Ray has that. And you know, when I said to him I was buying this pub, and I told him about the hard times, and I'm going to say this, and I know you've told me never to mention it, I hope you don't mind me mentioning it.
You literally just said,
What?
just so you said old age, so just in case you don't remember, you just said, you told me not to mention it.
Don't mention it.
I hope you don't mind if I mention it.
Okay, but basically he supported me in this
Nice.
venture.
That
He
was
supported me, and it was a gesture that just came from nowhere, and I've just got nothing but love for Ray, and these are the kind of people we have within our harem over the last 6-7 years of like just genuine supporters, and that's why it is important for me to it is important for me to conjure to get a bit back. Oof.
Want some water?
Yeah. Woo. It's important to carry on this mission and like just keep moving and creating spaces that are just wonderful and welcoming to all.
Do you want me to? Whenever someone gets a little bit, I like to sing a certain song to just lift it. Do you know what I mean? Just lift the mood.
Okay, Travis, what should we say? Have a sing song.
Huh?
What sing song are we gonna have?
Oh, please excuse me for the lyrics I'm about to say. You guys have to finish it, yeah? My coochie pink. Hey!
Like, what kind of Gen Z nonsense was that? What was that? What was that?
It's a song by Sexy Red. It's about body parts.
Never
But you see, now you're not sad anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? It works. It works.
That's actually very true.
Guys, you can Google the song later. Can you focus back into the room, please? You keep saying Gen Z. What is that? It's interesting because I feel like I got to a point in my life where I stopped asking people how old they were. I just got with my day. Is anyone under the age of 20 in here?
No, we're saying not 19, 20. 20, bro.
I don't want to say. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking because I don't want to get punched in the face. Anyone under the age of 25? India, focus. So is everyone in here 25 and up? 30? 25 to 30? Wow, we're old in here, guys.
Yeah, no, I love it.
I found my people. All this time I'm saying no South London. This is all the old people are. What? Oh my God, no wonder why you lot don't know that song. Sorry, let me do another one. Red. Oh my gosh. Yo, have you got any spare rooms upstairs? I'm moving in. Finally, wow. Okay, it makes sense now. All right, let's talk about some happy stuff. Tell me the perks of being a pub landlord. What are some of the good things that have happened to you, and that you get from having 2 pubs?
Bro.
Drunk.
Yeah, hella. No, I'm the chief coordinator of good times, bro. You get it? Like, I play the music when I decide to. It's my own little personal jukebox. You know, I can dance and do what. Like, it's just fun. But also just watching like some of my team grow. I think that's the, you know, myself and White Men Can't Jerk, our relationship from the beginning. Like watching them grow, and me growing off the back of that. Like, you know, Jess has been with us for maybe 4.5 years, started as a bartender, now she pretty much like runs the operations there. So just watching people grow, like it's such a wonderful thing. Like growing up, I didn't have necessarily elders that were in business that put their arm around me and say, yo, Clem, like we can do this, that. I think back in the day, elders are very much like, this is ours.
Yeah.
Go and find your own route, you know, whereas I'm very much more like open. I'm happy to share the load, like I'm a massive sharer. That's probably my number one joy. It's the staff and employment and watching people grow.
Yeah. Oh, look, you remember the question. I'm so proud of you.
I'm actually surprised.
Here's the second question. As friends of you and family, what do we get?
Well,
what are the perks for us?
No, do you know what? That's a good question. Can I have my
Black cards.
No, we are man. Can I have a keyring?
We get free Nando's?
Can I have a keyring, please? Can I have a keyring? Yeah, can I have a keyring? 1 second, guys. You know what? This is a little treat for you all, yeah? 1 second. Just give me
Remember that time you promised shots? You still didn't get your shot, innit? Now he's got apparently another treat.
Right. Great catch, that, innit? Good catch.
Grow up, please.
It's a good catch, bro.
Wow.
Okay, catch. See what I mean? See what I mean?
You had a lot more preparation. Okay, catch. Ah!
So, right, this is a treat for you guys. We're actually launching it today, yeah? So this keyring...
Can you please talk into your mic?
This keyring.
Thanks.
So this keyring will give you guys... It's a lovely little Queen in the South keyring, guys. And it gives you 50% off drinks every Monday and Tuesday. All the time. You will all receive... Well, actually, not all of you. I haven't got enough. But some of you will receive some on the way out. And we will start with this lady over here.
Oh, I thought you were taking her
I was
over
going
me.
to get this lady over here.
Oh.
There you go. That's you. You're welcome.
And that's why you should sit in the front row, guys. Don't be shy next time. That's really sweet.
Yeah. So that's
I was thinking more like, you know, do we get like venue hire or can we have birthdays, weddings?
Has anyone here, and feel free to just put your hands up if you haven't, has anyone here celebrated a birthday, been to someone's birthday at one of our venues, Prince Peckham or...
I tried and then COVID.
Oh, bless you, I'm so sorry, Ben.
I thought you said I tried and couldn't get in. I was saying, bro.
And I was literally about to say, that weren't me.
I wasn't there that night.
It's that district, it's that team.
And did you guys have a good time when you celebrated?
100%.
Amazing.
All right.
Now 100%.
How much are you getting paid?
I'm high.
Absolutely,
No,
yes.
and
Right,
you know
yes.
what? Sorry, and sorry, and I know I'm going to segue, but again, this is Deji, right? I think this is Deji. I think this is Deji. This is Deji. And I met Deji at Prince of Peckham. He was like sitting with these boys. You know these young kids, they don't really make eye contact with people. And I just walked over, like straight, like, yo, what's going on? And I just connected with him. And how old are you when we met? What, 21, 22? And I remember one of the first things he said to me was, he said to me, oh, you should get Ghetto-Wapoli. I said, what the hell is Ghetto-Wapoli, bro? And we got it just because he recommended it. So
Wait, so what is it?
It's Monopoly, but for the ghetto.
No way.
Yeah, real thing, real
It's
thing.
official?
Yeah, 100%.
Might be banned.
Yes, it's a real thing.
Oh, I was going to make another joke, but I don't want to get punched in the face. Do you buy property or do you rob it?
Julie, this is not
It's called Ghetto-Wapoli, and he just said that it got banned. Is that a valid question?
No, it isn't.
It's called Ghetto-Wapoli. What is it? Huh? Are there strip clubs on there? Are there strip clubs? There's properties. Come on, man. I'm asking good questions. You lot are haters. I just want to know if it's worth buying, because I'm a games master.
No, it's actually, I didn't play it, because I don't know how to play Monopoly, but...
But you don't know how to play
I
Monopoly?
play real life Monopoly, baby.
You guys are just going to laugh? You're going to laugh?
We queued that one.
You're going to laugh that he doesn't know how to play one of the oldest games ever? Yeah. Wow. Put your hand up if you can play blackjack.
Oh, whoa, wait. There's levels to this. Are we... What blackjack are we talking like?
All right, let's do it. Okay, here we go.
Okay, right.
All right, here's the rules that I play. I don't want to hear nothing from no one, yeah? Jacks on twos.
No way.
Thank you. You get a car.
No way.
Who's saying no way?
I'm saying no way.
Grow up. You need to grow up. Okay, here's my next one. The queen is a slag. The queen is she is. God, hey, rest in peace, my guy. Sauce. My bad.
No.
Okay, here's another one. This one's controversial. You cannot end on a power card. You can't do that. You can't do it. You can't. Anyone who cheered for all of them, let's link up downstairs and play blackjack. I got cards in my bag. I'm not even fucking around. I've actually got cards in my bag. I'm serious. You can't play with us.
Well, not with them dead rules anyway.
So I read something. I read that I don't know if you was on a high in the interview and you was feeling yourself.
Possibly.
You said that you wanted to open 5 pubs in 5 years.
Yeah.
Is that true?
100%.
How are you going to do that?
The problem is that this one took 4 years. This one took 4 years.
Which is why I'm asking, how do you plan to do that? And is your wife okay? Have you asked her?
This is actually the first time she's heard about it, so thanks for that. I really appreciate that.
I actually know a really good lawyer. Just in case.
No, but yeah, absolutely. Like you set goals. You set goals, and you might. But if you don't hit your goals, it doesn't mean you fail, right?
Absolutely.
You just pick lessons up along the way, and I know by the grace of God, like I will get. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be some like property tycoon. I genuinely think there's a significance in these spaces, like and also when my daughter starts going out, she's only going out to my pubs, but she won't know. That Uber will be her uncle.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I said it.
That's so smart.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, that's really good.
No, but in yeah, absolutely. Like that's the target, that's the aim. But as I move from one venue to another venue, I really want to take people on that journey with me, and not just journey as in like being patrons and coming to drink, but like the ownership model or the employment model, like going from bartenders to business partners and acquiring shares, because hospitality is not an industry that people, at 11, I'm gonna own myself a pub. No, I don't know nobody who does that. I mean, Ian probably, but I don't know any Ians. But yeah, it's like, but I think it's something that I fell into purely because of my love of people. And that's primarily it, because of my love of people. And if I can move from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, if that's God's plan, then great. And if I have people that can grow in that journey with me, then that's probably like the cherry on top for sure.
Okay, guys, let's try and name some of these pubs that are coming up. Has anyone got any good names? King of Kingston. Who's going there?
Is this Kingston JA or Kingston?
Oh, I'm going there.
Or Kingston or Thames?
King of Kingston, I like that. That's very good.
Yeah.
Any other? Chief of Croydon. Who's going there? What? What's his name? Israel. Stop it. You were doing good with the blackjack rules. We had another one over here. What was this? Say again?
Beast of the East.
Beast of the East.
Oh, can I say something really funny?
No, that was really funny.
No, that's hilarious. But when I was doing my business plan back in 2016, which is just an incredible body of work, I'm not gonna lie. But one of the names, I had all these different names, and one of them was called Beats and Barley, bro. Oh no, indeed. And when I think about it now, I'm like, what? Because I thought to myself, Prince of Peckham, surely someone would have trademarked to like Rio Ferdinand grew up in Peckham, all these various cats would have, gigs, I would be Prince of Peckham trademark. So when I searched it and it wasn't, I was like, yo, I'm gonna trademark this shit, Beats of Barley, bye. So yeah, so it's funny you said Beast of the East. Oh no, did you say Beast of the East?
Beast, yeah.
I'm not gonna like Google that, yeah? You won't ever call your pub that again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
I didn't want to say it, it's not my business, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you have other skills.
That was too close.
Was there one here? What was this one here? There was one in the middle. Don't be shy.
If I was to open a pub in Brixton, or you was to open a pub in Brixton, what would you call it?
What would it called?
Baron of Brixton. Baron of Brixton.
Sounds very regal.
That's the idea, darling.
It does sound regal. I was gonna go with Baddies of Brixton. But then I realised I'm 35 and I need to grow up. But there you go, you got some good names there.
Yeah,
well, some.
Yes.
I don't know. We're going to talk to you later.
We are going to talk to you.
That was crazy. I don't know what's going on with you. That was wild. All right, guys, we're going to have to wrap up in a minute. But has anybody got any questions they want to ask Clement by any chance? Yes, we have one from Israel.
Oh my gosh, go on.
Simple question. If you could do anything differently in terms of your journey, what would you do?
I would. I would have not removed myself so quickly from the process. When I say that in terms of like, so when I open, and obviously it's unsustainable at the rate in which I was working Prince of Peckham opened. But at the same time, when you open another venue, it's kind of like it's based on the success of Prince, which is based on the ideas of my journey, which, you know, but I really wanted to come away from being at the forefront of Queen of the South. And I wanted Queen of the South to have its own legs and stand and let this, and the team that we have, you know, it's all about empowerment of women, and I wanted them to be at the forefront. And I wish I was just a bit more, I stayed more involved and more connected during the process. Because I, like, you know, call it laziness or complacency or whatever, there were certain things that I missed, and I wish that wasn't the case. But yeah, that's one thing I will say I would change. Sure.
We have a question from the 20-year-old.
You said that pubs are the heart of community, and you rather pubs than nightclubs. So what are you doing for the youth then in the community to use the space wide? Because obviously there are not enough youth centres in Edinburgh. So what are you doing towards that to make it into more inclusive for everybody?
You know what? Yeah, very good question. We do a lot, but because we've got Rohi, who does so basically Rohi does all our events and promo, and we work. Give her a round of applause. And we, so the commercial side of our business allows us to give away our space for free. So during half term, for instance, the guys from White Car and Jerk, we do kids eat for £2 every day for every holiday. We have kids.
What is that tomorrow? I'm hungry.
You're not. You are not a kid. This 1920 passport that you seem to have, that you think that thing gives you.
This guy said, "Is that tomorrow?"
This guy's killing me. So I went to St. Thomas Apostle. In Peckham, and there's a lot of stuff that when we first opened, they have this thing called Inspire. It happens once a year, where I go down to the school and I talk to some of the young kids. It's predominantly black kids. One of the best boys' school in the country, by the way. No, what are you laughing for? Because it is.
No, you look so genuinely offended.
No, I'm offended. One of the best guys, St. Thomas Apostle. You know. And she puts gum fingers as well. That's how good it is. No, but on a level. And so I go there. I haven't been there for the last few years, I'm not going to lie, but for the first 3 years we opened, yeah, I'm busy, man. I'll go there, talk to the kids. And you know what's so great about these young black boys, yeah? When you meet them, yo, bro, what car do you drive, bro? So what, you got a pub and what you got on, big man? Like, but it's just great to head out and have that conversation, engage them to see representation. But yeah, so in terms of what we do for the youth, we do the most, bro. Like, we're about to, I don't know if you've gone past Prince of Peckham and you've seen the mural of the Black Prince and Princess. We're about to run a competition and reward someone £500 to have their own mural to take over that space. Because obviously art is fantastic, and to give it to someone under the age of 21 to immortalize their work, so to speak, is things that we do. You can qualify. If it was for under 103s. My maths was quick then, isn't it?
Huh?
My maths was quick.
I was just worried. I'm worried about him. I tuned out of you. I'm just worried about him in general. I feel like his question, it felt like it was from... But it was really... You know what I'm saying? I see what you did there.
He wanted that £2.
Any other questions from the crowd? We have one here in the white top. Yep, you.
So my question is, well, there's a bit of an intro, but I don't know, I really enjoyed this interview. You seem so like down to earth, so grounded. But I obviously follow your socials, and there are celebs hitting all your pubs. Is there anyone that you met that you thought, shit, I've gone clear? Like,
That's a great question.
That's a good question. Okay,
She asked.
No,
Have you forgotten the question?
No. I'll tell you what it is. You have to edit that bit out because I look stumped, bro. No, I'll tell you what it is. So this at night where Julie was at Prince of Peckham, and everyone was talking about Issa Rae, right? And my wife watches Insecure, Rory watches Insecure, and I've watched it, but not the way, obviously, you women do. But I tell you what was sick about her. Obviously, hearing everything everyone says, is I walked out on my phone, as you'll normally see me stomping up and down on my phone, and she was in the queue. She was just in the queue, baseball cap, grills, like calm, no one else with her. And I've gone to her like, I was on the phone, I was like, I'll call you back. I was like, oh, I know who you are, you know. How mad must have thought I was? I know who you are. She's like, what the hell is this Peckham like, man? Anyway, she eventually realised I'm a boss. And then she walked to me, and then Julie and Cora and Stacey were having, and Shuti also were having, we're doing karaoke, and it was the response and what she meant to like so many black women. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think you'll find another space like this where black women can be their sexiest, best, and beautiful, and like, because I just think about my days in the West End, and it just wasn't that. And it was wild, because I was a promoter, and I was part of that system. I propagated it. And that's what I mean in terms of like getting older and your sense of social responsibility. It's like, yo, like, how can I be in the dance and my sister can't be? How can I be in the dance and my brothers have to break up 2 and 2 and 2? Yo, go find some girls, bro. I see you inside. It's madness to me. Madness. But yeah, I think when I saw when Issa Rae came. No, but listen. Hold on. One.
I'm not gonna give you any free food. I'm not giving you any free food. I can't say it any clearer than that. I'm not even gonna give you a flapjack. Nothing.
Oh yeah, for real.
Nothing.
Yeah, I've had a few. Do you know, I tell you what people, so when I was growing up, yeah, I listened to Oasis, right? And yeah.
What's that response?
Imagine,
I thought we were over 30 in here.
All right, well, guys, today is gonna be the day and I'm gonna throw it back to you.
Hey!
By now, you should have somehow realized what you gotta do.
Hey!
I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Come on! Don't know.
No.
Listen.
Stop. Everybody stop. If one more person says Boyakasha, honestly, I'm going to have you barred.
But you know, Liam Gallagher came to Prince of Peckham, right? Sweden! Sweden! No,
I love that we went from Issa Rae,
but
queen of the black women,
But that's why.
to a Mancunian madman
But that's
walking
why,
like this.
But that's why Prince of Peckham is incredible, because he can harvest such different people
No,
in one
very
space.
true.
You get it?
All right, hands up who would have wanted to meet Liam Gallagher. And hands up who wants to meet Issa Rae.
Well, guess what, guys? I
You
met
should have put
both
your
of
hands
them.
up for both of them. You failed.
Yeah, no.
But that is sick though. Did you
then-
actually, were you there on the night when he came?
Yeah. And what was actually quite nuts is when he left, I saw a tweet, and then he's obviously left the pub and he's gone something like big up. He butchered my name, by the way. He said like big up Clement Ogbenawa for what? But the fact that he's left and Googled or something, 'cause he doesn't know my first or surname, and he's gone and tried and put my name on his Twitter. It's nuts. I put it on my Instagram, so you want to check his accolades. You check out. I'm private, so I don't know you. Sorry. I draw, man. I accept all of you.
You're
But
wow.
the Saturday just gone though. Okay, so guys, yeah. See gigs, yeah. Like, he is the mayor, right, of South. And I was in Greece. I'm not gonna lie, I was quite calm in it. I was quite calm. They said, gigs is coming to Prince of Peckham. I was like, quite calm.
This guy was looking for the next flight home.
I really
man.
was. I was like, oh my God!
Honey,
gigs!
let's get out of here.
Gigs! And yeah, and gigs was in with Peckham.
And you weren't there?
I weren't there.
Oh, being married is long.
But
Sorry, my bad.
But you know what was, but like, that for me just like, Peckham being that space that no one wanted to be, you know, like me, I wanted to finish school and duck home as quickly as possible, you know, and there was that fraction of individuals, and then to go to have gigs in my pub, who's doing some insane, inspiring stuff for like young black youth, like really championing them, like it was just a crazy. It was like this is Prince of Peckham has arrived, bro. You get it? So at this time, what I should put on is talking the hardest, and everyone, but I haven't got the cue, so sorry.
It's okay.
It's fine.
We can play on our
that'll be my
phones.
outro. Put that on the edit, yeah.
Okay,
That's my outro.
I think we got time for one last question. Yep, in the back, please.
Do you know what? I tell you what, right? fucking interesting, I'll tell you, mate. Tell you.
Absolutely not.
No, so listen, right?
There's only one hack.
I've got this mate of mine, right? He hit me up not too long ago. And he's had a word with me, and I tell you what, right? It might happen. It might happen. I'm not going to say too much, lads. And so, my wife's only heard about it now, but it might happen. No, I'm only joking. Do you know what? Like, South is obviously the focus because it's where I'm very much culturally drawn and connected with. And it's very important that there is, you know, this isn't, listen, let me not chat shit, bro. Like, you get into business, you want to make money, right? But I've gone, if my only mission was to make money, you make short-term decisions, you come a cropper, next thing you know, you've got issues, you know, the taxman's on your back, you're living in Antigua, no one wants that. So, you know, so
Oh my God.
I'm very much like, I want to do things properly. I'm doing it for love, the passion. I want to make magic. And once I get to a stage where, you know, operationally I'm versed, I'm knowledgeable, and I've got an extensive team, then absolutely I'm looking to bring that pub culture throughout all of London. Very good question, Hax. Love that.
No, not Beast. Seriously, let Beast of East go. Don't bring that back up. Don't bring it back up. It never happened. Men in Black.
No, we can never call it that. It was a bad time for British.
I just said to you, if you say it again, you're barred.
Gave you love hearts.
Should I say it in a soft voice as well? All right, last question before we go. I'm having such a great time, I don't want to leave. This place has actually not been open for that long. It feels homely. Everybody here feels at home. We're comfortable. People are lying about their age already. It's a family environment.
No, absolutely.
If we fast forward, let's say 2-3 years, what for you would make this place ticked on your list of, you know what, we've done it. We've done it now. That's the thing that's cemented it. Now that that's happened, now that that person's been here, now that we've had this type of community in here, what is the goal for this place for you to feel like, yep, everything was worthwhile?
I want to feel like, because it's quite decadent, this space, isn't it? I think if you were from Tulsa and you just walk past and you see this pub, I don't know if you'd connect with the space, which is one of the important reasons why I wanted to do this. To let people understand like who I am, who we are as a team, what we're trying to create. But the moment I feel like the community has taken it as one of theirs, as in that home from home, and it's something you can feel like right now. If I could have this vibe and energy and love like 7 days a week, I'm done.
Right.
Do you get it? Like mic drop, done. Even if you all drink water, Joe King. Joe King. But
to be clear, he's joking.
To be very clear. But yeah, if I can feel this love and this embrace 7 days a week, then for me it's like cool. Because all that will come like, you build it and they will come. Mm-hmm. That's ultimately what it's about, isn't it? And it's an insular process. It starts from inside, it works its way out. You take care of the community, the rest will take care of itself. And that's kind of like what this is all about. So that's the moment I will believe that we're done and we're out.
Amazing. Guys, make some noise for the birthday man, the pub landlord, the wonderful Clement.
Thank you, man. Okay,
so if we could queue up Talking the Hardest, that would be great.
Yes, please, Talking the Hardest.